Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, beautiful individual. Today, I would like to speak about living behind your own eyes, senses, and body. That means you, as an ego, is the one that is listening in this moment. When you switch to focusing in your eyes and your senses of sight, you switch to that. When you want to feel your sensation down in the body, you switch over to that. When you want to focus on your feet, you switch to that. You see, you are that center that is within your being doing all of these things. So when you are thinking, you think with your being, you think with your mind. You can also choose to let the thinking go by itself. And that is not the purpose of this practice. The purpose of spiritual science and spiritual practices is to again win back more or less our thinking, our feeling and our will, so that we again can have more harmonious interaction in every day. That means truly be here in our body and, well, having a certain responsibility for our being. Also what comes out, you know? So if it is uplifting or if it is complaining, it is all up to us. We are given the responsibility to maintain our body in as pure and as beautiful a state as possible and keep purifying until it stays that way autonomously. Like that is at least what I aspire to and to show that it is fully possible through example, through living it, through doing it every day, becoming aware of one's own being. Once you are aware of your own being, you can connect and observe my being, you see. That is when you can start to see the invisible human being, the full human being, which is much, much grander than just this physical form, you see, and have many more secrets than that also. We do live in a universe that is in constant motion and in constant development and evolution. Even to the highest and the first hierarchy is in development and in change. And that makes one feel comfortable, feel comfort, you know, that every single thing here is going through the same we are doing. Transformation, changes, exploring life in as much a deep sense as possible, and be brave to truly not let ignorance overcome you, but you let your curiosity win over, you know, discomfort anytime, so that you can get to understand things. Once it is understood, it is not so scary anymore. And that is why we are constantly dipping our toes down into the water until we can fully submerge. Once you can fully submerge and stay strong within it without being overwhelmed, without going outside of yourself, try to want to go away outside of yourself, you truly are starting to reach an anchoring foundation of your inner being. Your inner being is just as equally important as anyone's other inner being. You are important. You as an individual human being have something to share to the world. And by you finding out who you are, your personality, your interests, your longings, your passions, also your shortcomings, your shadows, where you can improve and where you can strengthen what is needed for you to be an upstanding, spiritual, loving, sophisticated, elegant human being. It is an everyday practice. It's not like you're born with manners. It's not like you're born with being upstanding. I promise you, it is really about practicing and training and seeing a future that has these faculties for every human being. Imagine a future where every single human being can participate with their unique and beautiful inner being. And the more we express ourselves in our own inner impulse of wanting to speak about things and truly having faith in it, the more you can speak about it with enjoyment. The more I speak about something with enjoyment, the more it is enjoyable to listen to. It is in a mirror way, you see, in a sense. And that is also why I wish to fully focus on not bringing in, impurities, certain temptations that might be easy to, be dragged away by if we take that temptation. That is also why in my prayers every day I say, no temptation can, and the tempter is only appearance and delusion, and no temptation can live in your being, Father. And okay, let me go back here for a tiny second, because this is in the middle of a prayer, but it is, you do not allow the tempter to work in us beyond the capacity of our strength, for no temptation can live in your being, Father, and the tempter is only appearance and delusion, from which you lead us, Father, through the light of knowledge. That is part of it. It is, I pray Rudolf Steiner's Lord's Prayer every day, and it is more tailored to today's present moment and to today's human being. So I recommend you checking that out. Rudolf Steiner's Lord's Prayer. It is very beautiful, and it truly, when you speak about it, when you pray it in this present moment, you align yourself to a certain feeling and to certain responsibilities in a sense. When you pray, you also make certain vows without truly making these vows directly, straightforward, consciously. It is like this: when you ask for forgiveness, for forgiveness for some transgression we have done, and we do it alone for ourselves and ask for forgiveness from the higher powers, we do not ask for forgiveness and then go repeat that same mistake again. We do make sure that we readjust and do things better next time. That is the process of forgiveness, really. It is you actively and with effort work upon yourself. And it is much easier to do it when we truly become honest with ourselves and observe ourselves just as closely as you would anyone else, and adjust. And if you act out of yourself, you adjust yourself like a parent, more or less, because we do have a rowdy inner child. That is the best we can be. That inner child needs instruction, discipline, and guidance from the father, and also nurture, gentleness, and care from the mother. If either or is too overbalanced, the child will become too frivolous, or it will become overly cold and detached, you see. So it is important to have that perfect balance. That is the threefold nature of man. And that is to tap into that in a true reality of things, and to have the Christ in our heart will help us hold that balance, so we do not stray too much upward or too much downward. The upward means, become too detached from this earthly realm and stop caring about this earth and everything around us in it, our atmosphere, our milieus and ecology and our animals and also fellow human beings. That we truly show the proper respect to one another. That is what we cultivate, and that is what we foresee in the future but we will also have those that refuse. That is a reality. We will have a time when there will be those that truly long for love and truly fight for it and work for it in passive resistance to evil. Then we have the other side that has fully shed their morality. It will happen, but it is far in the future just yet. Not too far in the future, but it will. That is why we prepare. We strengthen and we strive for goodness, for love, for beauty, and for community with the higher hierarchy and with the Christ and Father and the Holy Spirit. And I will leave you with this. Thank you so much. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ bless you, protect you, guide you, and love you in your search within your inner being and whatever you assimilate and study to understand the world deeper and broader. And also so that you can put yourself in others' shoes and feel what they feel, maybe think what they think, and see things from their perspective for a teensy moment before you form and shift back to yourself again. It is all about being able to let oneself to decide for a little bit to see things differently for a tiny moment. It does bring the soul new influx of knowledge, you know? If you do not like it or if it doesn't fit, which it often is a contradiction, but that doesn't mean that you can't have more than one perspective within your arsenal of understanding. You see, the more objective you are, the more in love, of course, in true, objective, cosmic love. It is hard to even put words to such grand, ecstatic feelings that we should not let ourselves go to, but to truly aspire towards being able to hold it in steady, conscious awareness and being able to share it in healing forces and love and communication of beautiful language. Allowing ourselves to master our own communication, to be able to guide a human being's heart to see things a little differently, less cynically, you know? Because yes, the world we see out now is very rowdy, chaotic, and has a lot of cruelty in it. But the love we truly long for in this world is something we build from now on. We build it towards the future. And that is our task and our goal. Once you find your path, you will do the same. I know you will. I have full faith in you because you're amazing. You're an amazing individual with many, many strengths and many, many gifts to share with the world. So you keep being you. I love you all. I love you. May you be blessed, guided, protected, and loved by Father, Holy Spirit, Christ. Thank you so much. Goodbye.